Hello, everyone. Good evening. You're welcome. You're so much welcome. We want to discuss the trending topic on this live program. You're welcome. It's going to be a short video. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin Femi Adebayo, ìyàwó ẹ̀ Iyanaladuke versus Funke Akindele. Now, we've heard this conversation about 3 months ago when Mama kan ní orí TikTok bọ́ta sọ wípé kí àwọn èèyàn káwọn fámìlì Adébáyọ̀ kan dáríjì Iyanaladuke pé she has left home and because of issues she's having with her husband. Láti bí 3 months tí màmá yẹn ti sọ lórí TikTok, we've not really heard much until Gistova came out after many months of being quiet and decided to já wa sí story yẹn. And the sad story is that it is true pé Iyanaladuke ó jẹ́ obìnrin tí ara ẹ̀ gbóná. Anybody tó bá rí pẹ̀lú ọkọ ẹ̀ báyìí, ìjà ni, sùúrùtù ni, wàhálà ni. And ibi tó wá blow tó di yam pepper scatter was when Femi was shooting in one village called Ibrahim Chatta Village. Don't shoot movie. So bí Iyanaladuke ṣe lọ bẹ̀ nìyẹn. And Funke is one of the leading artists lórí a film yẹn. Bí Iyanaladuke ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe ìjọ̀gbọ̀n nìyẹn, tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jà, tó fọ́ tẹlifíṣọ̀n, tó fọ́ àwọn kankan wípé ọkọ wọn àti Funke ń bára wọn ṣe làgàlàgà àti lògólògó. According to Gistova's report, they said Femi had to pay for the gbogbo nǹkan tí Iyanaladuke fọ́ ní location yẹn ní village Ibrahim Chatta. But ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ò really gbilẹ̀ ńgbà yẹn, like I said, until when Gistova now exposed everything to us. Now, the question we are now going to look at is this. When a woman, in 2025 tawayi, if you're a familiar person on our channel, you will notice that we are always talking about perspective, about ayé yìí ò pín sójú kan. Nǹkan tó yí sí ẹlòmíì at 6, ó máa yí sí ẹlòmíì at 9. Àwa wò from different degrees láti analyze it. Then, nígbà tí yam pepper scatter yìí ṣẹlẹ̀, remember that Femi Adebayo was said that the closest friend, Iyanaladuke, ó fall out pẹ̀lú Iyanaladuke, wọ́n jà. So Iyanaladuke náà wá threaten ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn pé gbogbo secret ẹ̀ òun á lọ tún fọ́kọ ìyẹn náà bá ní máa jókòó máa wọ̀ ẹ́ kó lọ tún wo secret mi fún ọkọ mi, èmi náà máa tún wo secret ẹ̀ fún ọkọ ẹ̀fẹ́ mi. Bí ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn bó ṣe forward gbogbo voice note ogun tó ti lọ ṣe, or let me put it in quotes, ájò tó ti lọ ṣe, ó forward everything to Femi. And when Femi saw all the, in quotes, all the voice notes, messages of allegedly the jazz, the juju, the ajo, whatever name you want to call it, that he forwarded it to his family members. Say, Baba Adebayo, the shout out to Baba Ogabelu, àti gbogbo àwọn family yẹn pé ẹ gbọ́ gbogbo voice note yìí o, nǹkan tí Iyanaladuke lọ ṣe nípa òun, báwọn yẹn ṣe ní ṣé o fẹ́ pa àwọn ní ọmọ ni, o fẹ́ pa àwọn ní breadwinner ni, nítorí pé kí ni, torí pa rẹ̀ ń gbóná. To cut the long story short again, they said Femi bought a new car. You know, Femi is balling, after Jagun success, then after 7 Doors. Oramoto, brand new car, running into millions of naira for his wife, Iyanaladuke, but she had a car crash with it that was very bad. Thank God nothing happened to her, but they said the car is a total write-off. So with all these things, the family decided to sham blocking. They sham Femi Adebayo's wife in blocking. Madam, àṣejù yín ti pọ̀ jù. Kí ló dé? And they said she was threatening. Femi, I'm going to go to Netflix and go and spoil your deal with Netflix. I'm going to go online and go and drag Funke Akindele. So if with all these things, this is your position, please let Femi have his life back. It is not by force to be in a marriage. And I think they have just one child together, a son. Now, looking at all of this, please we are not dragging anybody here. We are just analyzing. Femi is somebody who was married before to Khadija. And OG's man story. Khadija was an Alaja to man cover orí ẹ̀. Yeah. But she was a full-time housewife. I think she had 2 boys or 3 boys for Femi at that time. And that was the time Femi Adebayo share this movie called Taiwo with Funke Akindele and decided doing films together. Their synergy was bad. You know, that kind of thing. And they fell in love and they dated. And none of them have ever dispelled the rumor. So it was true. And a lot of people in the movie industry knew that they were really, really dating. But the Adebayo family, headed by Ogabelo, was not in agreement with that marriage, with that relationship, saying, Femi, you cannot marry Funke. You're a married man to Khadija and you have children. So despite everything that, you know, Funke tried, Femi, they went their separate ways. And that was one of the things that made Funke rush to go and marry, is it Kiniko Loyede, one Oshodi boy, Oshodi man. She later said that she knew she rushed into the marriage and she rushed out. In fact, the marriage was not even up to 1 year. By 1 year, married to Daru. And looking at all the variances at that time, Funke won a Glow ambassadorial deal. In fact, Funke Akindele was one of the top Nigerians to be influencer from Glow at that time. You can Google it. So she saw a lot of money. She bought a house in Lekki. She was balling. And she said, well, then she got married and spent money on her wedding. But unfortunately, the man was not really into her. He didn't want to live in Funke's house in Lekki. He preferred to be in Oshodi, where he's a big boy. Top bam bam ni Oluyede, something like that. And the Yawo, I think he already had like 2 wives before. And one of them was pregnant. So he went back to those ones and decided to continue about location in the east to tell the whole world that he's no longer married to Funke Akindele. Funke said she nearly fainted, that she heard about her own separation from her husband because they got married online. Then from that point, Funke said she just, so that she wouldn't lose her opolo, she threw herself into her business. She was doing a lot of movies. But when she movie by, she don't carry a bag, she don't go, and you know Funke is a hard worker. You know, all these women we can call alpha female. So that's how Funke channeled her energy towards the fact that, okay, if marriage is not working for me, I better go and, you know, focus my energy on what will make me a better person. And God was by her side. Till years later when she met JJC Skills, the London returnee music producer and singer. He was a good singer at that time. That's JJC Skills, but was singer to man blow going, you know, that kind of thing. But it was a good one. Was doing fairly well. But he's a serial baby daddy. Because since the world is always quick to call women serial wife or serial baby mama, it's okay to also call it on the side of the men, which is not in any way to, you know, demeaning them, but that is what it is. So lẹ́yìn yẹn, JJC Skills has, I think, about 4 baby mamas abroad, you know, but Funke still found love in his arms, and we love what we saw. They were so compatible, you know, well-spoken, good charisma, good steez, and so Funke fell in love flat and decided to try marriage again. And she did. Oh, they got married. And they were all everywhere. Funke was a happy woman, you know, at least from what we can see online. And before we knew it, they had issues as well. But we didn't really know about it until one of JJC Skills' grown-up son, who Funke agreed to allow him come to our house in Lagos, because Funke stays in Amen Estate, near area Eleko. But the boy was a handful, you know, like a teenager to Omolile. Let me put it like that, Omolile. So they expelled him from, I think, 2 top secondary schools. Federal Kone, Lekki Axis. And he was living in Funke's house. You know, Funke's driver would take him around. So he was living La Vida Loca. But when things spun around between him and his father, he decided to drag Funke. Ọmọ yìí máa drag Funke Akindele o. Yeah. In fact, he released a video where Funke was, I think, scolding and shouting at one of our staff members. And the boy decided to share it online. And people were like, hey, irú àgbákò wo leléyìí torí Ọlọ́run. And Funke didn't say a word at that time. In fact, the boy even shared pictures of Funke's children. And if you observe Funke very well, she doesn't share her children's faces. She shields them because she knows, she understands social media. Any little thing, online. So that was when she now broke up entirely with DJC Skills. But Ọlọ́run ti dá lóhùn, she had twins. I think Zayn and Zion. So ìyá ìbejì ni Funke. Kó tó lóyún ìbejì yẹn náà ńkọ́. Ó kọ́kọ́ lóyún kan gbà kan, ó dàpọ̀ ní ìbejì nìyẹn náà. She had a miscarriage. Tó tiẹ̀ ti fi testimony story Hallelujah Challenge before God now gave her these twins. So Funke too, with my story, had 2 husbands that got married to her, but it didn't work. And from these 2 marriages, you can see that she was highly invested. Which normal woman, which normal responsible woman, ló máa marry, ló máa pray pé kóun ṣàṣe dànù? Àbí kóun rí wàhálà tó jẹ́ ẹ̀mí òun lọ? She talked about it later that she got very depressed. Bọ́lọ́run ló yọ òun. But one thing she's always done is that when she's on her lows with her personal struggles, she just throws herself into her production. And every time she releases a banger. If you remember, she had Jennifer's Diary, a station, I think a paid TV platform at that time program. People were subscribing. But when she left JJC Skills, they stopped it. In fact, when your dear drag from Kengba and pay, I want this whole subscription, no. I want to film Lori Jennifer Kiniko TV or something, you know. So that lady has been through a lot. She don't see Shege Banza. Now, with the story of Femi Adebayo that I emphasized earlier, leaving his first wife Khadija, who is now said to have remarried, happily remarried, and she's a full eleha, àwọn ọmọ Ìlọrin tó jiná yẹn ni Khadija yẹn. Though, but tó fẹ́ Femi yẹn, she wasn't eleha, but she covers herself. It's only her face you will see. But the husband she's gotten married to now is a full Alhaji. So what's her? Khadija, ex-wife, Femi Adebayo, what's her? So she's not into social media. You can't see her pictures anywhere in recent times, except her very old pictures. So ìyẹn ti lọ, but Iyanaladuke can sing. Tó jẹ́ wípé, if you go to her page, I'm still going to do a short video after this where you're going to see people's write-up. Madam, kí ló dé tára yín ṣe ń gbóná báyìí ná? Well, some people are saying that they said she was even fighting Funke because Funke was the one, according to what Christopher said, that Iyanaladuke said, pé ìwọ ló bà marriage Femi àti Khadija jẹ́, ó tún ti wá ń sìn, ó tún fẹ́ dá àárín wa rú. So, what is that telling us? Femi has done so well for himself. He's a lawyer. Funke Akindele has done so well for herself as well. Alipe no only lawyer, she studied law, though she's not been practicing. So these are 2 people who are lawyers. Let me use the word like that. They studied law. So they are enlightened. They are well spoken. They look good. Kò sí tó ṣe rẹpẹtẹ, Funke ò ṣe rẹpẹtẹ. Femi Adebayo náà ò ṣe rẹpẹtẹ lọ́kùnrin. Ó jojú ní gbèsè. Femi has done so well, breaking the barriers from just ordinary filmmaking and YouTube videos into cinema. And he has done about 2 or 3 highly successful box office movies. In cinema. And I'm sure he's cooking another one for December. Funke Akindele ńkọ́? Funke náà ti san lórí. La Funke has done so well as well. In fact, in all the movies in December, the man top 1 billion gang ti gbọ́kọ̀. 1 billion gang ti gbọ́kọ̀. And Funke doesn't really have to do much anymore. Which man? Okay, which sane man? Tell me. Or Femi Adebayo's caliber would not want to feature Funke in his film? Because they said Femi was telling that Iyanaladuke pé, kí ló tó ń show me, I'm an actor. I can act with anyone. And it's true. Whether Funke is his ex or not, he can act with anyone. Nígbà tí ó ṣe pé bóyá wọ́n jọ tẹ ara wọn. You know, there are sometimes you fall out with your boyfriend But you're not enemies. You just needed the space. You want náà ti try ayé ti lù ẹ́ gbàgbós lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan. Funke náà ti try wọ́n ti lù gbàgbós lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan. So you're not at a different headspace. So then working together, there's a likelihood of chemistry. Mature mind is in discussion you are for Intebajomode Eli log out by you. Funke is a single woman, true and true. She's done with her 2 husbands. She's not married to anybody. So if any man is coming for her, she has the right to give the man attention or not. Now, for the wife of Femi Adebayo, tó bá rí pé ọkọ ẹ̀ get attracted to Funke, it's a very difficult situation, I won't lie. Very, very difficult. But now going gaga, is that the solution to it? Because prior to Funke's shooting of movie, ní Ibrahim Chatta Village tó fast, Surutu, they said Aladuke has always been like that. Obìnrin tó bá rí pé ó súnmọ́ Fẹ́mi báyìí wàhálà ni, ìjà ni. So now seeing that it is Funke who is a big fish, ẹja ńlá fúnra rẹ̀, ó tó kórè obìnrin tó wà nínú ilé yìí. Don't get me wrong, Iyanaladuke is also a successful woman. No? She's into, like the name implies, she's into restaurant. She cooks, she does catering. So she's also a successful woman in her own right. But she won't pay. Igajugalo. Báyé dẹ̀ ṣe rí nìyẹn. Báyé ṣe rí nìyẹn, kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́nibọ̀dì lè ṣe sí. Àwọn kan wà lókè at one point, àwọn kan máa lè bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀. So now, if Iyanaladuke was able to be sensible, this is something that a lot of married women will not want to listen to, but that's your business. We've seen too much, online and offline. When you're married to a man, and he becomes successful, Femi has made his name before he met Iyanaladuke, but we must say that after they met, also he has grown. And of course, his wife will have supported him. Yes, I want to put that to her. But she had to manage emotions, money, to now still be the wife, the sweetheart to your husband. It's not by fighting up and down. Madam, hey, ṣọkùnrin tó ń try láti bóyá Femi is even trying to control his hormones. Pé, don't let me tassy Funke again. Let me hold myself. My wife is oníjọ̀gbọ̀n. Or I want to be a responsible man. Let me just hold this thing, Ìwọ tó wá tún fẹ́ try láti hold ara ẹ̀ fún, wá ń jà káàkiri, wá disgrace ẹ̀. Men like that, ordinary man, Niger African man, their ego is off the roof. Now to a man that Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ó ti marry ẹ̀, ó ti lówó, ó ti lórúkọ, ó ti lókìkí, wá ń threaten kó máa lọ bá deal pẹ̀lú Netflix jẹ́. Wá lọ ń fọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó lóbi tó ti lọ bá wọn ní Ibrahim Chatta Village. Madam, I'm sure Iyanaladuke is not less than 40. Yeah? Even if they said she was a welfare on set, pé òun ló ń ṣe oúnjẹ or something, which is okay, might be true or not. Even if you met your husband, Lori Funke, there's a way you will suck in your pain. It's not foolishness. Ó ti mọ̀ pé ó ní ṣe lọ́kọ tó fẹ́. Your reaction to that particular scenario, oh my God, can either take you on a very high pedestal with your husband. Because the truth is, Funke has nothing to lose. That's the truth of the matter. Kí Funke má fẹ́ Fẹ́mi mọ́ lẹ́ni, ọkọ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí máa fẹ́ràn wọn padà. Funke Akindele has nothing to lose. A máa sọ, a máa dákẹ́ ni. Tó bá òun tó bá fẹ́ jẹ́ ọkọ ẹ̀ jẹ́ again, àbí ó fẹ́ ṣe kíní pẹ̀lú ọkọ ẹ̀, á jẹ́ nit. Tó bá fẹ́ lo once débẹ̀, always débẹ̀, she will do it. But you are the one that has a home to hold. You are the one that has a child that is less than 7 years old for Femi. You are the one that knows your husband likes anything in skirt. You are the one that has a successful man to handle and still be the apple of his eyes. You have the most to lose. If our wavelength is on that level, I'm telling you, with that you might look foolish, but you're not foolish. You're looking at the end in mind. Or mama irritate and when you're con, and it's okay. But ṣe ráwọn obìnrin tó bá fẹ́ jókòó sílé ọkọ tó ti mọ̀ pé bí tí mo wà yìí ìdí mi máa gbóná. But let me flip the script. Àwọn tó bá ní emotional intelligence o kò ń ṣe àwọn tó máa sọ fún yín pé ẹ máa ṣépè ẹ máa pariwo ẹ máa those things are rash, I would say. And a lot of us are educated, but can't act educated. Ó ṣe pé kí èèyàn máa lọ gbà lórí o, your gbà will dey, but you don't release your gbà in situations when they think you release your gbà. In fact, àwọn nǹkan mi wà tẹ́lẹ̀ mi máa ṣe fún ẹ tọ́kọ máa ṣe fún ẹ wá kàn máa wò báyìí ni. Ṣorí time yẹn ní tó fẹ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ wá gbà. Dignity yẹn á wà intact. Then you still keep your marriage. Because let me tell you, to keep a marriage with any successful man in this age and time, wàá dá fọ́jú o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún yín. You be as if you are not seeing. But you're seeing everything. But you've learned to be mentally alert. To keep your own sanity. Because the truth of not, like I said, Iyanaladuke is the one that's lost. She has. And according to Gistlover, they said she said she's pregnant. So if she's pregnant, ṣóun ló máa wá dá oyún tọ́. Because they said Femi ti kúrò nílé fún tipẹ́. Femi is no longer going to his matrimonial home. He went to get an apartment in Lekki. So if you're listening to this podcast and you've been listening from the beginning, what I'm saying is Femi's wife is the loser in this whole equation. She is, especially if she's pregnant. According to Gistlover again, Gistlover said, nígbà tí Femi ti sá kúrò nílé tán, ó wá rán àbúrò ẹ̀ kó lọ bá òun pick àwọn kankan nínú ilé. Ìyẹn wá rí calabash. Ó tún sọ fún àwọn family pé àwọn tó rí calabash o. So with all those things, all those voice notes that Iyanaladuke's friend sent to Femi pé look at your wife o, ìyẹn olórí ìṣà ni mama láwo ni o, ó jàzẹ́ ni o, bóyá ogun dẹ̀ ti wá ká. Can you see she has lost in many ways? Even if Femi decide not to date, because right now, as Funke is, how come Femi jura ni? Ọmọ boy alpha. Jẹ́ ká pàdé. If you want to go and meet outside Nigeria, they will go. Sharp, they will come back. That's the level Funke is now. Very dangerous level. Because in Nigeria, if you're a woman, kó jẹ́ aláta ni ẹ́, kó wá successful nu ata tó ń tà yẹn, kó jẹ́ lọ́wọ́, kó rówó ṣayé, kó rówó wọṣọ, kó rówó tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀, kó má wà lọ́kọ. Tó ti wá zero mind ẹ̀ pé wo, jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run mi ìfẹ́ wàhálà yẹn mo máa kọ́ máa gbádùn ayé mi ni. A woman has become so dangerous at that point. Because you know what? Nothing moves her anymore. She can afford her fantasies. She can afford to take care of her children, to put them in the best schools in Lekki, to take them out of Nigeria anytime she wants to. And with Funke's powerful PR, are you joking? Some of us, we can't allow Funke to be slandered. She's in my good books, I won't lie. I'm nobody to her. But she's one woman I really, really love. It doesn't mean Peter Barry pushing continue that so but Mokwa can shape a platform for anybody. But would analyze issues the way we think we see it. So Funke has nothing to lose. Amaso Adake. But you see, in Iyanaladuke, she has so much. And I'm really pitying her. If you go to her page, like I said, I'm going to do a short video where people are like, Madam, your body too dey hot. Pepper dey too much for your body. Why you not even get small patience? Why are you fighting up and down? Ṣé 2025 àwọn obìnrin tún máa ń sáàtẹ̀lé ọkùnrin wọn máa ń ṣọkọ wọn káàkiri wọn máa pariwo. Wàhálà. Mọ́tò tó wà tó fi ní accident gan ṣe bọ̀ bóyá bí tó ti ń gbọ̀n káàkiri. Ìfẹ́ máa ní òun ra mọ́tò fún ẹ kí lòun ò tó lọ wa mọ́tò pa. That means wo lè parẹ́ sóun lọ́rùn kóun wá gborúkọ káwọn family wa ní òun lòun frustrate tó fi lọ parẹ́. You know all these things are things that happen every day that we even see online. When a woman cannot manage her emotions. Ṣé gbò láì ni? Wọ́n jẹ́ kó wọ́n bá ti lò tán táwọn máa gbé bọ̀ ńlẹ̀. You have to find your own happiness. You cannot, in 2025, put your happiness entirely or squarely on your man's shoulders. Ó máa sá lọ. Gbà bí mo ṣe sọ fún yín. Ó máa sá lọ. Àwọn tí ò tó ẹ gan ló máa sá tẹ̀lé ṣó fẹ́ para ẹ ni. So my own view is, may God restore the marriage. That's our prayer. Because àgbàdúrà kílẹ̀ anybody dàrú. But sometimes ṣẹ́ra obìnrin àfọwọ́fà wa máa ń kó bá wa. Ìgbónára wa máa ń kó bá wa. We've seen marriages of 6 months, marriages of 2 years, marriages of 18 years, marriages of 25 years, marriages of 40 years. Mama Fọlọ́runṣọ́ Alákìjà tán lé bàbá síta. So kí làwa tí rí, kí ló wá tuntun mọ́ lábẹ́ ọ̀run? But each according to his own. But you see, from time immemorial, a woman that is hot-tempered, tó ní ìgbónára, ó máa padà lose no marriages ni. So if you're not ready to lose in your marriage, you know, we men now, they will always, to respect to some respectable men, no, don't let me generalize, don't be sure. But a lot of times, if we are not reflective enough, we can even excuse young women in their 20s. Love she but more when you're in your 30s and 40s, okay. You calculate in your head for yourself and your children, your sanity first. I'll see Ibrahim Chatta Village for television, for kini, for what? For what? So, first prayer, may God restore the marriage. They said, since this thing happened several months ago, gbogbo àwọn family Adebayo ti ṣá Iyanaladuke ń blocking pé mama aláwo ni ẹ o, gbogbo nǹkan tó sọ sínú voice note fún best friend ẹ bó máa ṣe fọ́kọ ẹ ó ṣe fún, bóyá òde mọ́ gbá ni ó ṣe mọ́ kinní kan ni, gbogbo ẹ̀ ló ti tú sẹ́wọ̀n ńlọ ẹ lọ́wọ́. How could you be so careless? How could you be so careless that your friend tẹjọ́ ń ṣe chóchòchó káàkiri ẹ fall out ẹ wá ń tú àṣírí ara yín síta? I have learned one or two things. I don't know if you have, but I've learned and I'm learning. I'm learning. Women that you are still in your marriages, tẹ́lẹ̀ láwọn ọkọ tó kátó, ẹ wo ẹ so gbéjẹ́ mọ́wọ́ o, ìta ò rẹ́rìn. What I mean ìta ò rẹ́rìn? Ìta ò rẹ́rìn in the sense that as long as you're not having any issue tó fẹ́ gbẹ̀mí ẹ nínú ilé yẹn, tó yẹ pa rẹ̀ kàn gbóná tó rọ́kọ ẹni girlfriend, àdúrà ló máa gbà ọ́, wàá dẹ̀ preserve dignity ẹ̀. Ṣọkùnrin tó ṣì ń bátù pẹ̀lú hormones ẹ̀ pé jẹ́ lọ nà sí Funke àbí kí Funke kàn gbà fún mi lásán, ìwọ náà wá ṣe wọ́nranwọ̀nran, ó máa yẹ̀ ẹ́ lẹ̀ bí èjìká báyìí ni. So let's learn one or two things. Femi, he has yanked off anything in Iyanaladuke on his page. I didn't see. Yeah, that's about last month when I checked. I didn't see anything, his picture with his wife. It's just during Ramadan. He did, I think, an advert with his children. That's all. I didn't see anything about his wife on his page. So she married ti lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn náà ni. Funke ọlọ́kọ méjì, with all due respect. Femi oníyàwó méjì. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ tó padà fancy ara yín. Ṣé kọ́ máa jẹ ṣé ara wọn lọ ni? Or maybe, destiny. Maybe if they've allowed them to marry each other at that time, it might have worked. Just maybe. A lot of people, and tó wọn kọ́ fẹ́, kọ́ end up láti fẹ́. Marriages ò wá ní work. Wọ́n á dẹ̀ ṣe wà in good terms pẹ̀lú ex wọn. This life is not balanced. Like my people will say, life no balance. Maybe if they allowed both of them to marry each other when they were still single. I mean, when Femi still had one wife at home, kó fi Funke ṣe ìyàwó kejì ńgbà yẹn. Bóyá gbogbo Johnny gbàgbós tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ti rí, bóyá kò ní ṣẹlẹ̀. Àbí báwo lẹ́yìn ṣe rí? Ẹ má jẹ́ ká jẹ́ kí fídíò yìí long jù. I'm going to drop a video about reactions to Iyanaladuke that people had for her on her page. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you've learned one or two things, drop your comments in the comment section. But please, we women, we have a lot of work to do. Stop fighting about like a dog on heat. When your husband have girlfriends, it's painful, it's demeaning, it's depressing, but you have to choose your battles wisely. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Ireo.